Dear ladies and gentlemen, you're most welcome again to Tebi Talks. With you again is Francis. So, in today's video, we're going to look at the AND function. So, what you need to know is that in Excel, the AND function is a logical function which is used to require more than one condition at the same time. Like whenever you have a condition, more than one condition, like you have two conditions and at the same time, then you have to use AND function. So the AND function returns a statement. It returns true uh, or false. It will check if a statement is true, then it returns true. Otherwise, if it is false, it will return false. So we are going to test these numbers which I've put here on my worksheet. And these numbers could represent performance in a certain subject of different students. So, but my main goal here is to use the AND function to test if a certain condition is true. So I'll go ahead and select one of the cell, which is cell D29. D29 is the cell reference for this cell I've selected. So from there, I'll go ahead and type equal sign. I want to tell Excel that, hey, I want to do calculation. Then after, I'll go ahead and type AND. Now the AND is one of the function library in Excel. This one helps us to, it checks whether all the arguments are true and returns true. Otherwise, if the arguments are false, it returns false. So now what we're going to do, we're going to open the bracket. Open the bracket, then we shall start the logical one, of which logical one we shall set the first value which we are testing. Then we want to test if this value is greater than 75. So 75 is going to be our constant value that we want to base on. Like we want to test if all these values are greater than 75 or they are less than 100. So we're going to use two values, 75 and 100, meaning we want to make sure that we test those students who scored between 75 and 100. We want to see if any of these, like maybe Alex, Joseph, what, or they scored, any of them scored within that range, then we shall get to know from here. So now, after, you are going to put a comma. We say the comma is the same as the union in Excel. So now after putting a comma, we shall go ahead and get another logical test too. So in this logical test, we are going to still use the same value, which is C29. I said C29 is the cell reference for this value 78, where C is the same as the column C and 29 is the row 29. So now after doing this, what we're going to do, we are going to say, is that less than 100? Is it less than 100? Then after that, you close the bracket. So when you look at this function, if I can try to uh, when you look at this function, the function here, it has, of course, the equal sign, the name of the function, the bracket, open and close, and then to have the parameters. But these parameters inside, there are two statements. The first one is it has the operator for greater than, then the second one has an operator of less than. All these are logical operators, or we use them in Boolean data types. So we are trying to see if this one test the first value, if 78 is less than 75, or if 78 is less than 100. If we find that 78 is greater than 75, then we shall get a true. If you find 78 is less than 100, we shall get a true, because a true and a true, you get a true. So from there, when you are done with putting all the function, everything is fine, go ahead and press enter on your keyboard. Grab your keyboard like this, look for enter key, press on it, and here you go. You get your answer as a true. Why do we get a true? Let's check. We see that 78 is Z, 78 and 75, the bigger number is 78, meaning 78 is bigger than 75. Again, 78 is less than 100. That's why we get all the statement returns a true. So we can use the fill handle to calculate for the rest of the values. So we can just drag outside the selection, and then from there we use the fill handle to do what? To get the rest of these logical values for this. Now here we see we have a false, we have false, we have a true. So let's check where we have a false. On the second value, which is 56, we are seeing that 56, first of all, is it greater than 75? No, that is a false. 56, is it less than 100? Yes. So we have a true and a false. So what you need to know is that in Excel, when you have a true and a false, the false will nominate. That's why we have a false. So a true and a false, you get a false. Likewise, in this one, we have 45, which is greater than 75, false. But we have it is less than 100, true. So we have a false and a true, so a false will nominate. We get to 89. 89 is a value which is greater than 75, true. At the same time, is less than 100, true. So a true and a true, you get a true. So after knowing how to deal with all these values, how to use the AND function to test different logical values, now we can go ahead and use them in different ways. Otherwise, thank you guys. Let's catch up in the next video.